Since FLDIGI is the cornerstone to the AmRRON communications program plan for sending large amounts of data, text, situation reports, status reports, spot reports, executive summaries, large amounts of intelligence or news. Well, we had mentioned that that was the multi-tool of radio on the HF bands. And I said that I was going to begin a series of walking you through setting that up and configuring that, downloading it. So that's what we're going to do today. Stick around. I want to be as comprehensive as I can without belaboring these videos. This is not some of our most exciting material, but it is foundational and it's very important. And I know a lot of you have really expressed that you appreciate these videos, walking you through step by step to get you operational. This is very, very easy to do, but it is like driving a stick shift. You have to think your way through it. It takes a little bit of effort at first, but before you know it, you'll be navigating your way through it. It'll be second nature. And that's where we're trying to get you to today. So I'm going to walk you through the setup, and then I'm going to demonstrate receiving a signal. If you're going through this, as I'm trying to go through this as quickly as I can, remember, you can always pause the video or back it up, rewatch certain segments so that you make sure you get the steps and get yourself set up as we're going through this. So let's get started. First thing you're going to do is go to your web browser and type in w1hkj.org. And this will take you to w1hkj.org's download page. So the first thing you're going to do is download FLDIGI. And this is for Windows users. I'm using a Windows operating system right now because I know a lot of you, the majority of you, are probably using Windows. So go to your setup.exe and click on that, and it will automatically begin to download for you. Then go back and over to US English Manual. From that column, click that FLDIGI PDF and download that. It is extremely helpful. Save that to your folder of choice. I just set up a FLDIGI documents subfolder. And then go back. Next, download FLMSG. That's FL message. And click on the setup.exe file. That will begin automatically downloading. And then also grab the user guide for that, the PDF. Download that into your folder of choice. Then we're going to go back and get one more. FLAMP, F-L-A-M-P. You definitely want that as well. Once again, go to your FLAMP setup.exe. That's downloading, and we will go to the manual for that and grab that as well. Put that in our FLDIGI documents folder. Once those are all downloaded, then navigate to your downloads folder, and let's start with FLDIGI setup. Just double click on it. Click more info when you get the warning about, hey, we don't know who this software is from. Run it anyway. Continue. Just go with your defaults here. That's fine. And install. Once that's completed, close it. And that will place an icon, the FLDIGI icon. Just double click that to open it up. So we're going to configure this first. Your configure dialog from your configure dropdown. And this is where you're going to add your call sign. By default, it comes with N0CALL. We're going to just make one up, WXYZ. So we'll make it W1XYZ. So it has a number in it. I don't even know if that's a real call sign. We're just making it up. XYZ. Okay, operator name, JJS. We'll put in our station locator, your grid square locator. I just put DN18HE, Washington, Spokane County. There we go, good enough. All right, that's all we need to put in here for our operator station. Next, we're not going to run rig control. We're going to simulate that we are using an external sound card. Click Save. Go to Sound Card. This is where you're going to identify your device that you are using. In my case, I'm using a USB audio adapter. So you will ensure that you click Port Audio, and then from the drop-down menu, you will identify the device that you have plugged in, and it should be USB or USB audio codec. You're looking for USB, and that will be for your microphone and your speakers. The next component is user interface. Go down to macro buttons and select 4-bar macro set below the transmit pane. Click Save. Then we're going to go up here to miscellaneous, open that up, and we're going to come back to this, the NBEMS interface, which we've not set up yet because we do not have the FLMSG set up, and that is where your NBEMS folder is residing. So we are going to come back to that. And that's why I had you download FLMSG now. So now you can minimize this. We'll navigate to our download folder once again. And now we're going to install FLMSG. Click More Info when you get the warning. Click Run Anyway. Yes. Continue. And go with your defaults here. That will put a icon on your start menu and on your desktop and so on. Click Install. And close. Now we can close our downloads folder. Actually, let's install FLAMP while we're here so we don't have to come back to it. Save ourselves a step. More info. Run anyway. Click Continue. Go with the defaults. Click Next. Install. Done. Now let's go ahead and close that. And now you should have 3 icons on your desktop for FLDIGI, FLMSG, and FLAMP. So now let's go back to FLDIGI. Now that we have FLMSG installed, we can go back to our configure, config dialog, and we're going to go to miscellaneous and NBEMS. This is where you're going to point your FLDIGI to FLMSG, so when FLDIGI detects an FLMSG file coming in, it will follow whatever commands you have enabled here. So it will enable the data file interface, which is what you want. It will open with FLMSG, and it will open it in a browser. But we have to point FLDIGI to the FLMSG executable file. To do that, click on Locate FLMSG, and it will take you to program files. So you're going to have to go back to your main C drive, scroll down to Program Files x86. Double click, find your FLMSG folder, and there is your executable file right there. Double click on that, and then we'll add that file path right here, and that's where it will point to. So from now on, whenever you're running FLDIGI, you don't even have to have FLMSG open. It will open FLMSG as soon as it detects a incoming FLMSG file. And finally, the last setting you want to set is sweet spot. Down here under the miscellaneous folder, you want to click on sweet spot and make sure that this is unchecked so that you do not always start new modems in these frequencies. What this does is changes your location on the waterfall each time you switch to one of these modes, and that will really mess you up because of the waterfall designation that AmRRON uses. So make sure this is not checked. Save and close. The next thing we'll do is set you up for success for receiving AmRRON traffic, and we are going to place our settings. We're going to save those settings, so FLDIGI will return to those settings as a default anytime you switch bands or modes. So the first thing we'll do is add the AmRRON frequencies to FLDIGI. You see this looks like a little book right here, a little library. This is a list of the frequencies, and FLDIGI comes with Morse code, CW, and PSK31 calling frequencies in here by default. But we are going to add some AmRRON frequencies. The AmRRON calling frequency for operations is 3588. And so to change the value of the number here, you simply click on the upper or the lower portion of that number, and it will increase or decrease that value. So in this case, we want to go up to 3588. And we want to change our mode, which is indicated down here, is a BPSK 31. And we're going to change that from the drop-down menu. We're going to change that to Contestia 4250. Now you can see Contestia 4250 down here in the lower portion of the waterfall. The next thing you will do is place your cursor at 900 Hertz on the waterfall. Now, if you're off a little bit and you have a difficult time dialing it into exactly 900 on the waterfall, you can come down here in the lower center portion and increase that by increments of 1 or 10. The double arrows are a value of 10, and the single are a value of 1. So let's bring that down to 900. And there we are. We're good to go. The next thing you want to do is adjust your squelch. See this over here, this squelch bar? It looks like a tic-tac laying on its side. That is a slider. Bring it down and up. Down and up. Okay, this changes your squelch. You don't want it too high or it'll squelch out the signal and you'll never decode anything. You don't want it too low where this turns green and stays green, because your computer will begin trying to decode ambient noise like what you see up here, and it turns into just gibberish. See the gibberish coming in across the screen? So to avoid that, you bring your slider just up until it turns yellow, and then maybe one notch above that, and you're good to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add this. Got to click on the list again, and we're going to click the plus button, and that is going to add this frequency and mode and the waterfall location to your memory list. Click the plus button, and there it is right here. Now, your squelch settings and your AFC settings, which, by the way, you do not want that on. It will bounce your position on the waterfall all over the place. So you want AFC turned off, which it is. You want your squelch just above green where it's actually not turning green, but it is yellow. That's all good. So now we're going to click Store. And then you're going to go up to Configure. And we're going to Save Config. So everything that you've changed and customized, it will save that configuration for you. The next thing we'll do is we will add the 40 meter band, which is 7110. This is kind of close. Okay, we'll double click on that. And then we'll change these values to 7110. But we also want to make sure our mode is set to Contestia 4250, which is indicated down here. You want to be at 900 on the waterfall. We're at 1000 on the waterfall, so we can just simply click right over here. We're off by a couple. We use the arrows to bring us right on to 900 on the waterfall. Then we want to adjust our squelch, bring it down till it turns green, and then slide it back up just until it turns yellow. So we're not decoding ambient noise and getting all this gibberish filling up our receive pane. The blue is your transmit pane. The yellow is your receive pane. Once everything is pretty much where you want it, go ahead and click your list icon here so that it will show you your plus and minus icon. Minus is how you can delete, remove frequencies in this list that you never use. And what we'll do is click the plus button to add 7110 to our list. So now we're at 7110, upper sideband, Contestia 4250 at 900 on the waterfall. Every time you click that, that's where you'll go. But to save your squelch settings and your other settings, then you want to make sure your AFC is off. So now we're going to click Store, and then we're going to go back up to Configure and Save Config. And finally, we'll do the same thing for the 20 meter band. Scroll down here. The 40 meter band frequency, calling frequency for AmRRON is 14110. So we'll double click. We will change this to 14110. We'll make sure that our operating mode is Contestia 4250. And we'll make sure that we're at 900 on the waterfall. Adjust our squelch down here and then up a notch. And we like those settings. Everything else is good to go, including your RxID. You want your RxID on so that you will detect the mode that is being transmitted by net control or another station. So if they switch modes, you will follow them and you will switch to the mode that they are transmitting in. Once we're happy with that, we click Store and we go up to Configure and Save Config. There are two ways that you can operate a radio with this software for getting the audio into and out of the radio. One is using rig control, where you use a computer cable to connect directly from your computer to your transceiver. But I am going to, the second way is by using an external sound card, which is what I'm demonstrating today. An external sound card would be something like this. This is a signal link, and this connects with two cables. One goes to the radio and one goes to the computer. This is the signal link. It's been replaced by the now very popular DigiRigs, which are smaller, much more compact, and more affordable. I'll put a link to the DigiRig at the bottom of the description of this video. So if you want to check that out yourself, you can. But today, what I have done, just for demonstration purposes, I have a shortwave radio, my Malahit shortwave receiver, and I have a USB audio adapter. This is what I set up FLDIGI with. So what you're using is the microphone side of this USB adapter. And on the back, you've got a microphone in and a headphone out. But since we're just using a receiver with my audio patch cable, one end goes into the microphone of the USB and the other end goes into the headphone jack of the shortwave radio. So what we're going to do is feed this signal 7110, that's the 40 meter band, through the headphone into the microphone in, and we'll decode a test message real quick. Could not open audio device, port audio error. Well, that's because I was showing you the USB audio device and I had it unplugged from the computer. So I'll go ahead and plug that in right now. And this is a good demonstration to show you. Let me close this. So now that I have it plugged in, we'll go up to configure, and in our configure dialog, we're going to go to devices. See, port audio became unchecked because I had removed the USB audio device. So let's go ahead and turn that on. Microphone USB and speakers USB. The capture is your microphone coming in. And already you can see at the bottom, it is picking up audio from this shortwave receiver. So let me go ahead and click save and close. If you have an issue where all you're seeing is all black down here in the waterfall, then you can check your audio settings because you're not getting audio in for some reason. And that was a good demonstration of that. This waterfall should be blue, and you may have to go in and adjust your microphone settings on your laptop. I like to see blue with a little bit of yellow speckle. If it's solid blue with no yellow speckles in it, then you need to increase the audio input coming in on your microphone. You can either do that on your shortwave radio by turning the volume up, as you can see that I'm doing now, or you can go into the computer's microphone settings. So I'm going to turn the volume of this shortwave radio receiver down until I'm seeing blue with just a little bit of yellow speckle. All right. If you adjust it too much, then you won't. If you adjust it where you have a lot of yellow, you can overdrive the signal. And if you turn it down too far where you're seeing all blue without any of that yellow speckle in there, then it could be underpowered and you could be missing pieces of information. So let's do a demonstration. We are at 900 on the waterfall. I don't know how we went to MFSK32 unless somebody is sending something. I'm not seeing a signal. So let's go up here. Another great demonstration. Let's find 7110. We've saved all of these configurations. We're going to double click, or you can single click and just hit the green arrow. Now it adjusted all of our settings that we had previously saved. We are now in Contestia 4250. We are at 900 on the waterfall instead of 902. Our squelch settings is exactly where we saved it. Everything is good to go. So now I will send out or run over to my HF station, reduced to like a 0.5 watt, and I'll send a brief test message. And here it comes. As you can see, somehow we got moved to 901 on the waterfall, but that's okay. You can actually, with Contestia 4250 being such a robust mode, you could be halfway into that signal and it will still decode. It's pretty amazing. MFSK32 is not quite as forgiving, but we have a good decode there on this test message, and it should stop here in just a moment. And there we are. So this is your example of keyboard to keyboard texting with just a shortwave radio with a audio patch cable coming out of the headphone jack, going into a USB audio device. I'll also put a link for you down there. But even if you're a tech, even if you're not licensed as a general, you can still receive. The software is free. As you can see, it's pretty easy to set up, especially if you have somebody walking you through this. And that's what I intended to do with this video and these upcoming videos on in setting up and configuring FLDIGI and FLAMP and FLMSG, including the custom forms. Those videos are coming up this week. And I really wanted to approach this as if I was sitting down next to a brand new person who wants to get set up with this stuff, but they really don't know where to begin or how to configure it, where to download it, how to get all of this going. So this is my way of coming alongside of you, sitting down next to you and walking you through getting this set up so that you too can stay informed in a grid down situation when radio operators are passing a lot of traffic, so you don't miss out. Anyway, that's it. Get your comms up and be looking forward to the next one. This is John Jacob Schmidt, out.